Have you ever met two people that everyone assumed were dating, except the two people involved? Well, meet Erica and Tobi. For 5 years, they had been inseparable. Like bread and butter, wherever you found Tobi, chances were you would find Erica too. To some people, they were simply best friends. To others who knew them closely, it was obvious there had to be something more. After all, there was almost nothing that happened in Tobi's life that Erica did not know about. She knew his dreams, she knew his struggles, she even knew the password to his phone and laptop. In fact, if Tobi needed to get a property, Erica was the first person whose opinion mattered. Her opinion carried weight in his life. And if Erica casually mentioned another guy or smiled while replying to a text message from a man, Tobi would suddenly become curious, sometimes even a little jealous. But there was one problem. Only one person was beginning to wonder what they really were. Erica. One week, Erica stayed indoors because she was dealing with some personal issues. She didn't have the strength to go out or even talk much. She waited for Tobi to notice. He didn't. Days passed without a call or a message. At first, she tried to convince herself that he was probably busy, but after a while, the silence became too loud to ignore. So she called him. When she complained that he hadn't checked up on her, Tobi apologized, but to him, it wasn't a big deal. He simply said,
"Honestly, I didn't think it was a big deal. I just assumed you probably wanted some time to yourself."
Then he gave an example of his best friend Matt. Matt and I can go for weeks without talking, but when we finally do, it's like nothing ever happened. To Tobi, that explanation made perfect sense. To Erica, it didn't. And this wasn't the first time she had felt that way. Tobi also had a habit of forgetting her birthdays. She would tell herself it wasn't a big deal. Maybe birthdays just weren't important to him. Maybe she was expecting too much. So just like every other disappointment, she buried the feeling and moved on. Their friendship only grew stronger. 7 years passed. Then everything changed. Tobi got promoted. It was a huge opportunity. The only problem was, he had grown so used to having Erica around that he couldn't imagine what life would feel like without her. So, before he left, he asked her out on a date. Erica was excited. There was something different about this date. Tobi arrived with flowers and a carefully wrapped gift. It was the first physical gift he had ever given her in 7 years. Her best friend, Abigail, could barely contain her excitement. And without realizing it, Erica felt something she hadn't allowed herself to feel before. Hope. That evening, everything looked perfect. The food, the atmosphere, the flowers, the conversations. But Tobi talked about everything. He talked about football. He talked about work. He complimented how beautiful Erica looked. He talked about everything, except the one thing Erica had spent 7 years waiting to hear. Finally, after that felt like forever, he looked at her and smiled.
"Erica, I will miss you so much."
There was one question she couldn't keep in anymore.
Are you accepting the transfer?
"Yes,
Tobi replied without hesitation.
it's good for my career, the experience, the exposure,
the
the money."
And just like that, the smile on Erica's face faded. Not because he was leaving, but because for the first time, she realized he had spoken about every reason the move mattered, except her. She suddenly remembered all the times Tobi would walk over to her desk in the middle of work just because he wanted to talk, and she would gladly stop what she was doing. If he called late at night, she answered. If he wanted her attention, she made room for him. But Tobi never did the same. Whenever work demanded his attention, work always came first. Not because he didn't care about Erica. That night, Erica realized something she had ignored for years. She had made Tobi one of her priorities, but she had never occupied the same place in his life. She didn't argue. She didn't cry. Instead, she smiled and quietly said,
When you get to Port Harcourt, please define your relationships. You're naturally kind to people, and not everyone will understand your intentions.
He had no idea those words came from a wounded heart. The date ended. No proposal, no confession, Nothing. That night, Erica cried in Abigail's arm like a little child. Abigail listened quietly before saying something Erica would never forget.
Tobi didn't intentionally hurt you, but both of you allowed this to go on without defining what you were. If you don't set boundaries now, you'll keep hurting yourself.
It wasn't easy, but for the first time, she chose herself. She drew clear boundaries. She focused on her work. Whenever Tobi came to distract her during office hours, she politely told him she was busy. She stopped answering his late night calls. And for the first time in 7 years, Tobi noticed that something had changed. One evening, after work, Tobi stopped Erica before she got to the parking lot.
Erica, have I done something wrong?
Before he could say another word, everything Erica had been holding back for years came out pouring.
Tobi, I have feelings for you, and I know you do too. It's painful watching you treat our relationship like it meant something one day and almost nothing the next.
Tobi stood there quietly listening. When she was done, he looked straight into her eyes and took a deep breath. The truth is, he said softly, he admitted that he had liked her for a long time.
I have had feelings for you for a long time.
He was just too afraid to say anything because he thought a relationship might ruin the friendship they had spent years building. As he spoke, his composure slowly gave way. His hands became restless. His eyes grew watery. Erica couldn't tell whether those tears came from relief, fear, or the weight of finally saying what he had kept inside for years. He paused for a moment before saying something Erica never expected.
Erica, will you be my girlfriend? Erica, you look like the kind of woman I would love to spend the rest of my life with.
Erica couldn't believe what she had just heard. For years, this was the conversation she had imagined countless times. She wanted to say yes immediately. In fact, every part of her wanted to. But she smiled and said, "Can you give me until the weekend?" Tobi nodded without hesitation. That evening, Erica told Abigail everything. Abigail screamed with excitement. But after the excitement settled, she looked at Erica and asked,
"Is he truly the kind of man you want to spend your life with?" "Yes. He pushes me to become better. Our dreams align."
Abigail smiled. "Then don't just follow your emotions. Pray about it too." Erica agreed. She prayed. But if she was being completely honest, long before she finished praying, she already knew what her answers was going to be. The weekend finally arrived. They agreed to meet at their favorite restaurant. She had written her response on a neatly folded piece of paper. As soon as they sat down, she slid it across the table. "This is my answer." Tobi smiled nervously and unfolded the paper. She smiled warmly. "It's a yes." But Tobi didn't smile back. Instead, the color slowly disappeared from his face. His expression became tensed. Erica's smile slowly faded. Something was wrong. After what felt like forever, Tobi finally spoke. "I'm sorry.
I honestly wasn't expecting you to say yes.
For a second, Erica thought he was joking. She waited for him to laugh. He didn't. Instead, he lowered his head.
After I asked you, I went home and I realized I'm not ready.
"I'm not even sure I'm ready for marriage." He explained that he still carried enormous responsibilities. He paused before continuing. "But the truth is, I'm still trying to figure myself out. I have dreams I'm still trying to build." He paused again and said,
You have your life mapped out, and it wouldn't be fair to ask you to wait while I try to become the man I'm still figuring out how to be.
Every word felt heavier than the last. Erica sat there in complete silence. It felt as though the ground beneath her had disappeared. Just a few moments earlier, she had been preparing to begin a new chapter of her life. Now, she wasn't even sure what chapter she had been reading all these years. That night, she cried herself to sleep in Abigail's arms once again. Seeing her friend in so much pain broke Abigail's heart. A few days later, Abigail invited Erica to attend a women's conference. She had no idea that invitation was about to change Erica's life forever. For the first time in weeks, she laughed. She listened. She learned. She finally gathered the courage to share her story. She spoke about the 7 years of friendship with Tobi and how everything eventually fell apart because neither of them had ever defined what they were. When she finished, the convener smiled gently before asking her one simple question.
"Erica, why didn't you ever ask him?"
Erica lowered her head. Because I was afraid. She paused before continuing.
Growing up, I was told that a woman shouldn't express her feelings first. I thought asking him would make me look desperate.
The convener nodded and asked,
And how did keeping quiet work out for you?
Erica couldn't answer. The room fell silent. The convener spoke again.
Never be ashamed of seeking clarity. If you had asked that question years ago, you wouldn't have spent 7 years guessing. Clarity doesn't destroy healthy relationships, it protects them.
Sometimes, the most loving thing you can do for yourself is ask, what are we? Before your heart answers a question nobody has asked. Those words stayed with Erica. That day, she realized something she would never forget. Every meaningful relationship deserves clarity, and every healthy relationship needs boundaries. After the session, something unexpected happened. People naturally gravitated towards Erica. Some introduced themselves, others exchanged contact information with her. Conversation flowed effortlessly. For the first time, she began to see herself the way other people saw her. She was creative, she was intelligent, she was thoughtful, she was enjoyable to be around. And suddenly, she understood something that Abigail had been trying to tell her for years. Tobi wasn't the only reason she was valuable. Those qualities had always been part of who she was. He had simply helped her see them. Later that evening, Abigail and Erica went to a restaurant for dinner. As they reflected on everything that had happened, Abigail smiled and said something Erica would carry with her for the rest of her life.
Never assume that because someone is doing well financially, every other area of their life is equally figured out. Some people are still learning how to build healthy relationships. Some people have clear financial goals, but haven't yet figured out what commitment requires. And that doesn't make them bad people. Tobi cared about you, that much is obvious. But caring about someone and being ready for a relationship are not always the same thing.
Erica sat quietly reflecting on everything. Then she smiled. Not because the pain had disappeared, but because for the first time, she understood it. From that day forward, Erica became intentional about defining her relationship and setting healthy boundaries.
Good morning, Tobi.
As for her and Tobi,
Morning, Erica.
their friendship didn't end. It simply became healthier because both of them finally understood where they stood. And maybe that was the closure they both needed. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Do you think Tobi intentionally led Erica on? Or do you think they both allowed an undefined relationship to continue for too long? If you were in Erica's shoes, what would you have done? And if you were in Tobi's, would you have handled things differently? Share your thoughts in the comments, and please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next HGG Stories episodes. Bye!
Never or forever.